The next property is the Gold Mastermine, site number EC 602.
It's August 1st, and we are now at the Gold Mastermine, which is the last one at the end of the road, over on Utopia Creek on the Silver Spur Ridge Quadrangle. This one's in section 11. Big caved adit, as you can see. Goes all the way on down through. There's a fair number of timbers still exposed at what was the portal. It's down around. There was a fairly large log structure in here, as you can see, all the way across the front. Steel rails and a goodly sized dump. So the cave on the adit belies the size of it. It's a good size in here. There's also, and we'll get them later, quite a few buildings. This is the road that we came in on, and you can see a log cabin wiped out right now. We're going to walk down in there. There's 3 or 4 other of these collapsed log structures in here. Right now we'll kind of just give you a slow panorama around the dump, and we're back now looking at the fallen down building, which went all the way across the front, and you can see the portal for the adit, and it's collapsed way back up in there, as we said. So with that, we'll focus on the adit here and fade on out for this segment. Okay, this is the collapsed log cabin that we were looking at the Gold Mastermine, and this is the one we pointed out, which was straight down from where the adit is, and you can see my pack, I think, sitting out there. That's the portal building right there in the dump. And so we've walked down the road here. Here's the first of these buildings, and here's the road that comes in. We're at the end of the road, and it is as shown on the forest map. So it comes in right there. Now there's a little road here just before that building that we just filmed that cuts on down into another kind of living area, I guess. And quite a little complex up in here. There's a big collapsed log cabin that you can see. Well, spruce took care of that. One of those white signs, so this is probably, what I say, GM claim group, I guess, in here. Took that building out. We're still coming down in this little road, and you can see more log structures ahead of us. Had quite a little enclave in here. These were not insignificant buildings. We're coming in right off the end of the dump. There's looks like a powder magazine or something that they had. We'll take a little better look at that. And we're down here looking at another large collapsed building. 2 of them, actually. 2 frame buildings in here, or log cabins, and there's another one in the back there that you can see just on the other side that has fallen down. Now we're looking at the end of the dump. We were right up on the top of it there, and we're walking over to this other log building over here, which looked like it might be some kind of a mill. So it's got some equipment out here. Indeed it was. There's where we were standing right up there when we were shooting the pictures from the mill. So this log structure came right off the end of it. And there is what is left of a Wilfley table. Down in here, all quartz, all of these properties we should have mentioned in here if you take a look up there, that's where we were standing up there on the end of the dump. And Lord only knows what's buried underneath all of these logs that have collapsed in. But there's a piece of pretty good looking Wolfley table sitting there, what's left of it anyway. What they were using to crush the ore with or whatever, we have no idea. Again, this was a relatively small table. We'll walk down and see if we can find any info on it. Should note, if you want to know what they were after, this is it right here. This is all of it for this whole area. These iron stained quartz veins all carry a little bit of gold in them. They were crushing something. There's some relatively fine stuff that they had before it would have gone out on the table. Little mining history here preserved. We saw the box for the big one down below. But I see no name on it anywhere. So we don't know. Anyway, here it sits. Way up here on Utopia Creek. Okay, well, we'll give you one more shot. There is a big water pipe. Let's go over and take a look at that. There's a water pipe coming out over here. I have no idea what it does. It almost looks as if this coarse grained, I've seen this in a couple of other places. You see all this coarse grained stuff that's underneath the dump? It's almost like they plastered some of this stuff or something in here at one time. Kind of odd. Or ran it as a placer or something, I'm not sure. Anyway, I don't know where that pipe goes, but it wanders back up in there, and you can see here we are off that coarse end of the coarse dump. Again, looking back at those two buildings that we videoed here just a little while ago, gives you an idea of what we're looking at. With that, I think we're pretty much, unless we find something else, you pretty much get the idea that there was a fair little operation up in here. And so we'll kind of focus in on that old Wolfley and fade on out of here.